little bit tricky and more advanced as compared to what we have discussed in our earlier classes, right? So let me know if my screen is visible. Okay, I'm sharing. Those who have joined today to feel like great. Okay, I hope my screen is visible, and let's move to the first question of today. That is, we have to compare the triplets, right? So, shall we start? We're having two questions today. The first is this one, the comparing triplets, and the second one is the game cells. I think it was a kind of, yeah, game with cells. This is the question on Hackerrank. Now we'll slowly move to the platforms, right? So we are starting with the Hackerrank first, then we'll move to Lead Code, then Code Chef, and इस तरीके से आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे. So to start with, let's first discuss the first question. The question says that we have to compare the triplets. So let's understand the question first. That Alice and Bob each created. Okay, what happened to this? Just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So good to go. Actually, it was stuck. ठीक है, तो चलो start करते हैं. The first thing is, okay, I got it. Okay, let's start. The Alice and Bob each created one problem for LEPSES Logic Building Class. A reviewer rates the two challenges, awarding points on a scale from 11 to 100 for three categories. The three categories are problem clarity, originality, and difficulty. Right. So the rating for Alice challenge is that triplet A is equals to A0, A1, A2. And the rating for Bob challenge is the triplet B, B0, B1, B2. Right. The task is to find their comparison points by comparing A0 with B0, A1 with B1, and A2 with B2. Right? So the condition says that if A of I is greater than B of I, then Alice is awarded 1 point. Okay, and if okay, so just make a note of one thing, that we have a mistake here, that this is not 11, it is 1, and this is not 10100, it is 100. So the rewarding point is from 1 to 100. And Alice is awarded not 11 point but 1 point. Right? There is a repetition of 1. And Bob is also awarded 1 point if A of I is smaller than B of I. If A of I is equal to B of I, then neither person receives a point. Comparison point is the total points a person earned. Given A and B, determine their respective comparison points. Let's see what the question says further. It says uh, input format is the first line contains three integers A0, A1, and A2. The second line contains three integers B0, B1, and B2. So this is the input format. Then the constant says that, yeah, the AI and BI value should be 1 to 100. It should be between 1 to 100. Then we have to print Alice score is in the first position and Bob score is in the second position. Right? If we consider this sample input, it says 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is the point of Alice. This is for the point of Bob, 3, 6, 10. Then this sample output should be 1 and 1. The first point is for Alice and the second point is of, I think, Bob. Yeah, the first one is Alice score and the second is the Bob score. it says the explanation says that a of 0 was greater than b of 0. This 5 was greater than 3, so Alice receives a point. A1 equals to B1. A1 and B1 was equal, they both were equal. That is why none of them received a point. And A2, this 7 was smaller than this 10. That is why Bob receives 1 point. And this is how they each got one point, right? So I hope the answer here is 1 1. It is clear. Is it clear, or do we need to like take more examples? Okay, so just let's move to the to yeah, let's just move to this section. Okay, so the question says there will be Alice, there will be Bob. Each of them will be having a rating from like 1 to 100, right? And further, the question says, it says what? It says ऊपर ऊपर shit, it's, is it visible? The screen got stuck. Is it visible? Can anyone let me know if the screen is visible? I think I need to open it again.
स्क्रीन तो विजिबल है अभी.
Okay, so I think वो stuck हो गया. Just one more minute and we'll do the things. Yeah, now the questions. Okay, so let's just do it from here. So the question says, again, we'll look on the question first. This is just discard it. Okay, this is 1 to 100, right? And here also, this is not this, this is not this. So we were at, yeah, the rating for Alice challenge is the triplet. Okay, so for both Alice and Bob will be getting some triplet. Okay, suppose this is Alice, will be getting a triplet for her. Okay, the 1 2 3, and here is Bob, will be getting the triplet for him also, right? Let's say, let's take the example and consider as if these values, that is 5 6 7 and 5 6 7 and 3 6 10. So 5 6 7 3 6 10. So these are the triplets, right? So while taking the input, we'll be getting this as input. So what we have to do is we have to check what, if if the a of I means the value of a at ith position is greater than value of b at the same ith position, then Alice is awarded with what, 1 point. If a of I is smaller than b of I, then Bob is awarded with what, 1 point, right? And if both of them are equal, then no one will be awarded with no point, right? So let's see how we are getting this answer as 1 1. Okay, so what we can see here is the first criteria is ki if let's say this is a0, this is a1, this is a2, this is b0, this is b1, and this is b2. So what we have to check ki if a of 0 is less than b of 0, then at this instant ls is awarded with 1 point, right? Or maybe just say it just plus 1. Okay, then what we have to do is ki if this a of no, I think here it should be greater. Okay, if ls point is greater, then ls is awarded with 1 point, and if ls point is less than what bob's point, then bob is awarded with 1 point, right? And if a of 0 equals to b of 0, then no points, no point to Alice and Bob, right? So by observing this question, I can say that I have to check for three elements, right? Because there are triplets, so I have to check for three elements. So the first comparison will be between A0 and B0. The second comparison will be between B1 or A1, let's say, and B1. The third comparison will be between A2 and B2, right? So let's say we are comparing this, the first one, right? So what we can say, if a of 0 is greater than b of 0, then a plus plus. If this is the first one, if a of 0 is less than b0, then b plus plus. The second comparison is about what? A1 and B1. So if A1 is greater than B1, we'll be getting what? Plus plus, right? And if uh, let's say, yeah, A1 is less than B1, in this case we'll be getting what? B plus plus. And we have to at last compare between the A2 values, the two values. That is, if A2 is greater than B2, then L is plus plus. If A2 is smaller than B2, then Bob plus plus. So if we conclude all these operations, what we are getting is here Alice is getting 1 point while considering the first one. Okay, so this by default goes wrong. Why? Because the a of 0 in our case, when we consider that the 5 and 3. So for 5 and 3, suppose we are using a conditional formatting, right? So we are using conditionals if and else. So if 5 is greater than 3, then ls is getting this point. Hence, this condition goes wrong. Why? Because it was in maybe elif condition or else condition, right? And now let's say, uh, now come to this one, that a1 and b1. So a1 is 6 and b1 is 6. Since both are 6 and 6, 6 and 6, so none of the conditional will be true, right? So in this case, no one will be getting any point, right? Then let's come to the a2 and b2. So a2 is 7 and 10. Okay, so this is 7, this is 10. Okay, so 7 is 7 greater than 10? No, 7 is less than 10. So this will not happen. Hence a2, 7 is less than b2. Yes, so this will happen, and that's how Bob will be getting 1 point. So Bob 1, and from here Alice is also 1. So at the end we are getting the output as 1. So now I hope everyone is clear with the examples and the questions. And now I think we are ready to move to the coding part. Just let me know if I'm clear with all these concepts, or whatever we have discussed till now. Am I clear? So we have to do this these first question very fast, and then we'll move to the interesting question. Okay, that is the game array game. So I hope okay. So let's move to the coding part, and let's just okay. So we'll edit three. Yeah. Okay. So we'll write our own. mm, Okay, so the question says that we'll be having what? Will be the first line contains three integer a0, a1, and a2. Okay, so let's say integer we have a0, a1, and a2. Again, we are having b0, b0, b1, and b2, right? Then what we have to do is we have to take the input first. Okay, so let's take the input, and here we'll be doing percent %d, again percent %d, and we are having ampersand, that is a0, a1, a2, right? Then I'll repeat the same step again, and this says this goes for b. Okay, so now we have taken the input. Now we have to compare all these triplets. Okay, so let's start with the comparison of A0 and B0. So what the question has said is कि we have to compare how, if A1 is greater than BI, if A1 is less than BI, या फिर they are equal. So can I say कि if I need to compare, okay, let's, before coming to this, let's just code the first part. So the first part will be that I think it's visible, right? The font size is visible to all.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so now we'll compare the a0 with b0. Okay, so I say that if a0 is less than b0, then in this case the ls will be getting 1 point, right? But since ls is not decided, so let's come to the upward direction and will initialize ls is equals to 0, then bob with also 0, right? And if this goes wrong, then what I have to do is I also need to check else if, and uh, this says no, we got wrong here. That is a, if a is greater, then the ls will be getting the point. Else if a is less than b0, in this case who will be getting the point? Bob, right? So we have compared the values of A0, B0, right? The third condition says that AI and BI should be equal, right? Then neither person receives a point. If both are equal, then no one will receive a point. So I don't think I needed to write any uh, sort of condition for this. Okay, the third one. So we can skip this because no one is getting any kind of points. Okay, so we can also do it like ki else if a0 is smaller. So can I say I'm having only two conditions, that is ki if ls is having the greater point, then ls will be getting point. Else by default b0 is less than a0. So at the end, not here, but Bob will be getting the points, right? So I can also say it like this. Now let's copy this, and we will just compare, not 1 0. It's now is the time to compare, yeah, a1 with b1. So now I'll be saying if A1 is greater than whom B1, then LS will be getting the point, else Bob will be getting the point. Now is the time to compare whom A2 with B2. So if A2 is greater than B2, right, then in this case also Ellis will be getting the points, else Bob will be getting the points, right? And at the end, what we have to do is we have to just print as what percent D, no, percent D, okay, percent D, and the values are the Ellis and the Bob. Okay, let's just check if all. Okay, let's just run this. Okay, so it says Bob undeclared. Okay, I don't know why Bob is undeclared. Okay, so this is comma, and this is also AG. Okay, so let's just check with the points. The first was 5, 6, 7, and the second input was 3, 6, and 10. Okay, so we are getting again the segmentation fault, and in the last class I have told you about that the segmentation fault occurs because we are trying to find a value that is not located at that memory location. So can anyone tell me what's wrong here? What wrong we have or we are doing? Anyone? Just try participating. Anyone who will let me know? Come on, guys. Okay, so this segmentation fault is because I think from these values, okay, 5, 6, 7, we are not able to either store or access. So I think A0, yeah. So this was the mistake that we were doing. We have to add because we are storing, we are scanning the values of A0, A1, A2, B0, B1, B2. So now I think uh, 5, 6, 7, and 3, 6, 10. Yeah, so 1, 2. Okay, so let's just check what just happened. Where is that? It was 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 10. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 10. Okay, so let's just see what's going wrong there. The output should be what? 1 and 1, but we are getting 1 and 2. Okay, so I can say, let's just come here, A0. A0 is what? A0 is 5 and B0 is 3, right? So 5 is greater than 3. Yes, true. So LS is 1, 1, 1, right? Bob goes nothing. Okay, Bob got nothing. Now we have to compare A1 with B1. So if A1 is greater than B1, no. In this case, A1 and B1 both are same. So Alice plus plus no. Bob plus plus no. But you can see here that if A1 is not greater than B1, okay, so these both values A1 and B1 both are same. So ये if condition, this if condition won't be executed. What does it mean? Means this else will be executed and Bob will be getting a point. Okay, Alice is 1 here, Bob is also 1 here. This is the catch that we have to like think upon, because what we wanted, uh, it was given in the question that if the values are same, then no one should get the point, right? So what I can infer from here is that I will need to compare both the values. I cannot just say if and else. Okay, so what can I do? Just switching back to the next one, that is if I also need to compare between if b0 is greater than a0, right? And again, Let's just put it here. If b of 1 is also greater than a1 in this case, okay, and here also if b2 is greater than a2, so in that case Bob will be getting the same points. Why we did this? Because if the values go same, then this if condition is not executed, but this else part was getting executed, and by this way we were getting the values as 2. Okay, so let's run this, and the output is again 5 6 7 3 6 10. So 5 6 7 and 3 6 10, and we are getting the inputs. Right, let's just check for another one. What if I say 3 4 5 and 3 4 5? Yeah, it's 0 0 because both the points were same, hence no one get any points. Let's just check for 2 6 3, right, and then 1 24. Okay, so yeah, in this case, 2 and 1, 2 is greater, so Alice got 1 point. 6 is smaller than 20, so Bob get 1 point. 3 and 4, 4 is greater, so Bob get 1 point, and this way Bob got 2 points and Alice gets only 1 point. So I hope this question is clear to everyone. Just let me know if this question is clear to everyone. Okay, okay, take care. Anyone else who is having any kind of doubt? If you are having any doubt, like, we can discuss it right now, else we'll move to the next question. The next question is a little bit interesting, that you'll be will be like doing a lot of things there. Okay, if not, okay, then just move, we'll move to the questions. The question was, where is it? Array game. Was it array game? Yeah, gaming array. Which question was that? भूल गया मैं. Game with cells. तब तक, if you are having any kind of doubt, let's just ask. Okay. Okay. So now let's move to the interesting question. Okay. See, I think काफी सारी classes में we have discussed that language does not matter. Okay, what that matters is the logic building that we are trying here. So these things matter. Language is just a syntax. ओके, आप इंग्लिश सीखते हो, तो इंग्लिश में आप ए बी सी डी ई एफ जी लाइक ए टू जेड सीख के, एंड देन उसके बाद यू ट्राई टू मेक वर्ड्स, देन यू ट्राई टू कंबाइन दोज वर्ड्स टू फॉर्म अ सेंटेंस, राइट? द सेम गोज विद दिस ऑल्सो. अगर आपको लाइक एक लैंग्वेज आती है, देन यू कैन लर्न एनी लैंग्वेज. The syntax is the ABCD of each language is same. Okay, so but फिर भी if you want, like, C++ is better because Java as compared to like C++, it requires lot of things. ठीक है, जावा में आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें करनी पड़ती है, तो अगर आप शॉर्ट हैंड हो, आलसी हो मेरी तरह, देन यू कैन यूज C++. अगर उससे भी ज़्यादा आलसी हो तो यू कैन यूज मेरी तरह पाइथन. ठीक है, लैंग्वेज इज जस्ट अ टूल, इट्स नथिंग लाइक दैट. ओके, सो shall we start with the second question? The second and last question of today. Shall I start? Or anyone is having? Okay, hi, hello. Okay, thanks, Vinay. Thanks for your response. Okay, so let's start with the question. The question says that Luke is daydreaming in math class. Okay, he has a sheet of graph paper with n rows and n m columns, and he imagines that there is an army base in each cell for a total of n cross m bases. Okay, he wants okay he wants to drop supplies at strategic point on the sheet, marking each drop point with a red dot. If a base contains at least one package inside or on top of its border fence, then it's considered to be supplied. For example, the key is supply drop and area supplied. So example of supply drops are like these ways. Okay, so we have given N and M, where the minimum number of packages that Luke must drop to supply all of his bases. Example, N is equals to 2. When N is equals to 2 and M is equals to 3, packages can be dropped at the corner between cells 0001, 1011 to supply 4 bases. Another package can be dropped at a border between 02 and 12. Okay, this supplies all bases during two packages, right? The function description. Okay, so this is just forget about this. This is not from our side. Okay, then it says, so function is basically, I hope everyone is able to understand what a function is. So it is for them. What matters for us is the question and the input format. Two space separated integers describing the respective values of n and m. The n and m can be from 0 to 1000. The sample input says 2 2, okay. Then the output is 1 1, right? The explanation says that Luke has 4 bases in a 2 cross 2 grid. Okay, if he drops a single package where the walls of all 4 bases intersect, then those 4 cells can access the package. Okay, so well, I'm just sharing you the question. If you guys want, you also may try. Okay, but before trying, let's just understand the question first. What it is trying to say. इतना ज़्यादा मैंने भी पढ़ लिया कि मुझे भी खुद समझ में नहीं आया कि चल क्या रहा है. But अभी तक जितना हमने समझा, let's just try to decode it. Okay, what I understood from this question is that एक लूक है, वो क्लास में, मैथ की क्लास में सोता है, राइट? मे बी शायद मैथ से बोर लगता हो उसे. ओके, सो ही इज डे ड्रीमिंग, राइट? एंड वो अज्यूम करता है कि उसके पास एन क्रॉस एम का एक ग्राफ पेपर है. दिस एन क्रॉस एम इज नथिंग बट दिस इज रो, and this m is what? This m is column. Okay, so if he is having n cross m, let's take for an example, or maybe just move to the question. उसके पास एक graph paper है of n rows and n columns, and he imagines that there is an army base in each cell for a total of n. Let's just consider this example. Okay, so what the question was saying is कि suppose this is n cross m grid paper, right? So Luke imagines of like her cell में each cell is containing an army base, right? So this is an army base, this is also an army base, this is also an army base, this is also an army base, right? So suppose there's a war situation going on, right? And you have to supply the weapons, maybe weapons, foods, anything. Okay, but you have to supply the goods, right? Then we uh, we have to find what, that suppose Luke has to minimize the supplies. Means कहाँ पर सपोज द सप्लाई इज गोइंग टू हैपन फ्रॉम द एयर. ओके, एयरवे से होने वाला है. देन फ्रॉम वेयर डिड दैट सप्लाई शुड बी ड्रॉप्ड, ताकि ये चारों आर्मी बेसेस शुड बी एबल टू say just reach at the place of supply, right, in the minimum time. ओके, सो कैन आई से, अगर मैं ऊपर से इस पॉइंट पे, राइट, इस पॉइंट पे अपना अगर सप्लाई ड्रॉप करता हूं, राइट, सो this will be easy, this will be easy, okay, this will be easy, this will be easy, right? अब सपोज यहां पे ना करते हुए आई ड्रॉप इट हियर, राइट, मैंने यहां पे ड्रॉप कर दिया, सो कैन आई से दिस विल बी इजी, राइट, बट यहां से वहां जाना इज फार, राइट, यहां से अगेन यहां जाना इज ऑल्सो फार, right, yahan se yahan jana is also far. So what does this question says is कि we have to find a point जहां पर अगर हम सप्लाईज को ड्रॉप करते हैं तो बाकी के जो आर्मी बेसिस हैं दे कैन रीच देयर इन मिनिमम टाइम, बिकॉज द सप्लाईज आर मिनिमम। तो हम एक बहुत कम सप्लाई से बहुत सारे आर्मी बेसिस को कैटर कर सकें। दिस इज द क्वेश्चन। लेट्स टेक एन एग्जाम्पल again, that is, let's say this, yeah, okay, so let's take this as, this is I think 4 cross 4 grid. Okay, so uh, okay, so what we have to find here is, let's say this was the graph paper, okay, and इसमें we are having n cross m army bases. No, this is not 4 cross 4, this is actually 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3, so this is 3 4 cross 3. Okay, so I think someone is having, okay, okay, so this is 4 cross 3. So this is an army base, this is also army base, this is also army base, this is also, this is also. So total of there are how many army bases? Army bases equals to n cross m, that is 4 cross 3 is equals to 12, and we can say it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, right? तो हमारे पास टोटल 12 आर्मी बेसेस है। नाउ what we have to do is we have to find the minimum number of supplies that we have to drop so that we can reach the maximum bases, right? ठीक है, तो let's say if I have to cater these 4 army bases, so I can say I will drop the supply here. इससे क्या होगा? I am near to this, this, this and this. Okay, now let's say I am dropping the next one, that is here, so I can cater these ones and this one. Okay, so I can, if I drop this second supply here, I can just look for these 2 army bases. Okay, now I'm left with, okay, these one of army bases. So can I say if I consider this, then I should drop that here. इससे क्या होगा? This one, this one, this one, this one. It's easy to reach there. And if I again drop it here, then I can say yahan or yahan is easy to reach, right? So total of the total supplies that we need is in 4 cross 3 grid, how many? 1 2 3 4. So in this case the answer should be 4, right? And in this case, while it was 2 cross 2 grid, so in this case the answer should be 1, right? Now let's take one more example. I think this would be clear. Let's just keep it like this way. Okay, so okay, okay, so can I say if this is, I think, a 1 2 3 and yeah, so it is 2 cross 3. 2 is rows, 3 is columns. Okay, so 2, this is 3. So can I drop, if I drop a supply here, then this, right, ये भी, ये भी and ये भी. If I drop a point here or maybe here, ठीक है, so इसको हटा देते हैं. If I drop a point here, then I can reach this one and this one. These were already covered with this supply. right? So I can say if I'm having 2 cross 3 grid, I will be needing or I will need the two supplies, right? I will need how many? Too many, and not too many, two supplies. Okay, so this is the minimum number of supply. Okay, this is the minimum number that we have to find. So I hope everyone is able to understand the question. Just raise your hand or maybe a yes, no. Come on, guys, just do it fast. If you understood the question, just give a thumbs up. Okay, good. Okay, so now, uh, where is it? Yeah, so this is. Okay, let's consider one more example. What if it is 4 cross 4 grid? So it is like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 4 cross 4 grid. 4 is again the rows, okay, and this is the columns. This is 4, this is 4. So can I say if I drop here, I can cater this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, one supply done. If I want to cover this, I can drop it here. Then this one, this one, this one, this one covered. Okay, so plus 1. Okay, so if I have to cover this, I will come to, or I will drop the supplies here. Okay, so this one, this one, this one, this one covered. Okay, so plus 1. Now I'm left with these ones. Okay, so I will drop it here, and this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so plus 1. So total of 4 supplies I'll be needing in 4 cross 4 grid. Now you might get a question that instead of like supplying here, so what if I supply it here? Then you might cover these bases. But what about these ones जो खाली बच गए, right? इसके लिए you will be needing one more, right? So this is how we are getting one more supply. So let's consider s plus 1. So this will be changed to 5. But हमारा काम तो 5 supply से भी हो जा रहा था, right? We were okay with the 5 supplies. So we have to find the minimum number, okay? The minimum number of supplies that will be needing, right? How can we do that? If you have observed the question, you might observe that if let's say m is equals to what, 2, and let's say n is also 2. So in this case, let's I need to drop just one so I can cover all those things. So in this case, the answer was 1, right? If I'm having, if I'm having m is equals to 3 and n is equals to 2, right? So the grid is like m is 3, okay, and the n is, if I'm not wrong, m is let's say just this is 2. No, no, just add one more, or maybe just remove this. So n is basically the row and m is basically the column. I don't know why I'm getting confused, but okay, let's look upon this. So I will be dropping here, and I'll be dropping here, or maybe here. These both are counted as same, right? So if I dropped it here, I can cover these 4 bases. If I drop it here, I can cover these bases, or if I drop here, I can cover these bases, right? So this both are same. So do not think of as if this is different from this one. So can I say if m is 3 and n is 2, the answer in this case is 2. So what I can see from here is that if uh, in this case I can see that while these both are 2, so I can derive a formula for from here using my observation that says ki m by 2, right, and n by 2 equals to the answer. How? Let's say m is having, like, there are having 2 rows divided by 2. This is not like this way, but m is having like, by one supply we are just covering 4. Okay, by one supply we are covering 4 army bases. So there are 2 rows, there are 2 columns. So 2 rows, okay, the rows divided by 2 and the columns also divided by 2, right? So these 2 in division is because for one supply we can cover at most 4 army bases, right? So can I say if 2 by 2 into 2 by 2 equals to 2 2 ja 4 by 4, while where when m and n both were 2. So in this case the answer is 1. Okay, so this is how we are getting our answer. Now let's say if m is 3 and n is equals to 2. Okay, so I can say that, okay, let's do it like this way. M into 2 and n into 2, sorry, n by 2 equals to m cross n. Let's just do it by 3 by 2 into 2 by 2. So 3 by, it is 2. Okay, so 3 by 2 is nothing but what? It is 1.5 into 2 by 2, that is 1. So I can say that, yeah, the answer should be 2.5. But the answer in this case was how many? Can anyone let me know? While m was 3 and n is 2, the answer is, the answer is, just reply, anyone. If you have understood the question, just give me a reply. No? Anyone? Okay, let's just check it once again. Uh, in this case, yeah, while m is 3 and if I divide by not 3, we should be getting answer as 2, we are getting 2.5. Okay, so I can say that if the m and n values are, what if n and m values are unequal, maybe unequal or maybe odd and even, so I'll need to consider those things also. What if m and n are odd? So if, let's say, if m is equals to 4 and n was also equals to 4, right? So in that case, what we were getting, I think it was mm m by 2 into n by 2 equals to 4 by 2 into 4 by 2, okay, and it is equals to 2 1 ja 2 2 ja 2 1 ja 2 2 ja. So the answer was 4. Then we needed 4 supplies. Okay, so we are good with if both of the values are even, right? What if both of the values are odd? Okay, so let's say 3, n is also 3. So in this case, the grid should be like this. Here, here. I will need a drop here. I will cover this. I'll need a drop here. I will cover this. I will need a drop here also. I will cover this. I will cover this. So while m and n are 3, I need 4 drops. Okay. So let's say how we can find this. M and n equals to 3 by 2 into 3 by 2 equals to 1.5 plus Okay. Okay. So 3 by 2, that is 1.5 into 1.5. So what is 1.5 into 1.5? The square of 15 is how much? 225. Yeah, 225. Am I right? 225 or 625? Or maybe, yeah, it is 225. So since it is 225 and we are having two dots, 1 and 2, so we'll be doing this. So what I observed from here is that we are getting the wrong answers. And okay, so can anyone tell me who is till here with me what wrong we are doing? Anyone up there? Anyone? If you are here, just we are getting a noise here. 1 minute. कोई है यहाँ पर जो इस सॉल्यूशन को आके मेरे साथ डिस्कस कर सके? Anyone? No one? ऐसे तो मजा नहीं आएगा यार. चलो, I'll also be waiting कि कोई आए. Okay, so Prisha, Aryan, Vinay, Neelam, if you guys can join me and just let me know if you guys were doing, just let me know what wrong we are doing. Also Shraddha, Sweta, Prerna, Neelam, Harsh, Namrata. The question is clear or not? The first thing let me know. और ऐसा तो नहीं कि कहीं मैं ही खुद बोले जा रहा हूँ या समझे जा रहा हूँ. ओके. या लॉजिक इज रॉन्ग. So can you just suggest me an alternate logic? I'm waiting for that alternate logic. If you guys have clicked, just let me know. अगर नहीं, तो फिर I will consider that you guys are not doing anything. You guys are just अंदर आ गए हैं and छोड़ के कहीं चले गए हैं. You guys are not sitting there. We are doing some wrong here. And I think I'm doing this question, I think after 3 to 3.5 months. That is why not able to. Okay, so yeah, Vinay. Okay, we should try a different approach. So can you just guide me through this? If anyone who can guide me through this, or maybe I will be able to decode this. But what I want is कि in the next 10 minutes we should be like completing this one. Anyone? अरे कोई तो आओ. प्रीशा, प्रेरणा, नीलम, आर्यन, हर्ष, एनीवन. लाइक बिकॉज अगर ये नहीं करोगे तो आई विल कीप अ टेस्ट. ओके, हम टेस्ट भी लेने वाले हैं. विल बी हैविंग सम कॉन्टेस्ट ऑल्सो. So for that, you will need to participate. And because it's not gonna happen every time, that other way than probability. It's a simple mathematical question. You guys must be aware about the mathematics first. plus n4 plus 2, 2. Okay, so ठीक है, we are okay with this 2.25. We'll come to this. The answer is yet not arrived because the answer is 4 and we are getting just 2.25. So if we consider the integer part, then also we'll be getting 2, which is wrong. And if I anyhow take the seal value, that is also 3. Okay, so both, I think all these three are wrong answer. The right answer is 4. Right, we have to reach there. Okay, so now let's just consider as if m is equals to 3 and n is equals to 2. So how should, if m is row and n is column? Okay, so if m is this. So I will drop a bomb here, or not bomb, a supply here, and another one here. So I'll be covering this and this. Okay. So the answer should be 2. What I can see visually, what I can apply the visual logic here. Okay, so if I say m by 2 and n by 2, okay, so the answer should be 3 by 2 into what? N by 2. N by 2 means 2, okay. So 3 by 2 means 1.5 into 1, that is 1.5. So what uh, got it, what I have observed from here is key, if I take this integer value, when I say integer value means this will be eliminated. Okay, but we do not need to eliminate that. Okay, so I can say the answer is 1. If I say the seal value, this is the integer value and this is the seal value of not this but this, so the answer is 2. Hence our answer is right. But we cannot play it like this. What I have observed is key, let's say when any of these are odd, okay, but what we are doing here is in each case, in each supply, we are able to cover at least 2 or the 4, right? If I drop a supply here in between or maybe here, I'll be able to cover this. Okay, if I drop a supply here, I'll be able to cover both these rows. Okay, and if I drop a supply here between the midpoints, I am able to capture the 4 army bases, right? So can I say if I do it like this, if any of like m or n, if any of the values are odd, then I will need to make it even first, right? So if m by 2 into n by 2, then I will check if m modulus 2 equals to 0. Yeah, if this is right, then I will do what? If this is right, then it means the value of m is even, else what? Else it is odd, right? So if it is even, then m by 2 is, let's say if it is 4 by 2, we are getting the answer as 3. But if it is odd, let's say in this case it was 3, right? So we'll go for 3 by 2, right? Then 3 by 2 is 1.5, right? But what if we want add, if we add one value, that is plus 1, by this way we should be getting 4 by 2 is equals to 2. Okay, so the logic that we are trying here is, I hope you guys got it, why we are adding this plus 1. This plus 1 is because what I can see from here is that a supply is able to capture either 2, okay, एक supply is able to catch either the 2 army base or the 4 army base. So in each supply, the supply is able to capture the even number of values, right? So that is why we are trying to reduce these odd values into even. So again, if I come to this point, okay, 2.25, in each case m was 3 plus 1, let's say 3 plus 1 into 3 plus 1 by 2. So we just did what? We just did, uh, they deduced the value of this odd and converted it to even. Okay, so by this way, 4 by 2 into 4 by 2, 2, 2, 2, and at the end 2 into 2 is equals to 4, and we are getting the answer. Okay, now you guys might be wondering that ये तो काम चलाने वाला logic है, but let's say, can I also say, like, instead of adding this value, what I can observe is कि I should be getting a seal value of what? See, if I do it, like, suppose if m is equals to 3 and n is also 3, and if I'm okay with this m by 2 into n by 2, okay, suppose m by 2 is 3 by 2 into what? 3 by 2, right? This is 1.5 into 1.5, and if I do a seal here, right, and seal also here, seal is basically, hope everyone knows about seal, right? Then this returns me 2 and this returns me 2. So by this way also, I'm getting the answer as 4, which is our required answer, right? So this seal is nothing but, just focus on one thing, that there are int, there are float. Okay, so in these both two values cater for what? This int is, suppose you are having a float value, right, 4.5, and if you have declared this as int, then this point 0.5 will be eliminated. Okay, and integer, that is the integral part, will be returned. If it is float, then of course the whole number will be concerned, right? There is a division also, right? There is a division operator does what? 3 by 2, right? It returns me 1.5. Okay, but what if you want the integer part only? For that we have flow division, right? Flow division is nothing, it returns just the integral part. The same thing, uh, uh, the flow division just returns the this integral part, and it eliminates the decimal part, right? So decimal part को eliminate करता है. Same goes with seal. Seal is what? Seal is nothing but it returns, suppose you are having 1.2, so it returns the closest value that is like greater than the original value that you have provided. Suppose your answer, you have provided 1.2, so the greatest value and the nearest value is what? 2, right? If you have given 2 point, let's say 8, the answer should be 3. So these are basically the seal value. Seal value means the upper bound of any number. Floor value means the lower bound, the integral part of any number, right? So what I considered from here is that we got a formula that if m is odd, we have to do what? We have to do m plus 1 by 2 into, and if n is, let's say, even, if it is even, then we'll be doing just n by 2. Okay, and this will be our answer. If m is even, okay, then we won't be including this, and if n is odd, then we'll be including this, right? And by this way we'll be getting our answer. So let's just try coding it. And okay, I'm from non-IT background. Okay, I didn't understood. Okay, just as soon as we are done with the session, थोड़ी देर के लिए रुक जाना. We'll discuss it. Okay, so now let's come to the coding part. The coding part will be using, yeah, C language. Okay, so now coming to the coding part, and what they are saying is that we'll be getting two values. Okay, we are just getting the two values, that is n and m. N is for rows and m is for columns. So what we just discussed right now is key integer will be doing this answer, and the formula says that we have to use a seal, not seal. Let's start with this first. Key m, if n is odd, then we have to do n plus 1. So but how will be knowing that if this is odd or even, if n and m are even? For that, what we need to check कि if n modulus n modulus 2 is equals to 0, then in that case n is even. And if n is even, so what I'll be doing is कि I'll be initializing a new value, that is a, and in this case I'll be calculating the value of a, right? So we are doing just nothing, we are just making this value as a and this value as b, right? So we are just trying to do this here. Okay, so if n is odd, then I will need not to add any kind of value inside what, or maybe I can do it in one line. If we can do it like, just come here, and what if I keep it like this? Answer is equals to, let's say, the seal value, and it is, mm, n, was it like n by 2 into m by 2? Okay, was it was m by 2, and maybe plus 1 plus 1. Okay, okay, so what I can observe from here is, yeah, I think we have used the same formula. All we need to do again is just we'll be using a bracket here. uh, we are doing wrong actually. Okay, but let's just understand if we are getting the right answer or not. Okay, of course we'll be getting the compilation. Why compilation? Okay, so the answer should be of int. Okay, so again, that is m plus 1 by 2. Okay, seal, mm, 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 m plus 1 by 2. I don't know what wrong we are doing here. See, in error expected, comma where? Can anyone look at this if we are getting, shit, what's happening? I don't know. Anyone, can anyone tell me what's just wrong here?
Those people are working for profit ID.
क्या
Fill functions are used for profit ID.
I didn't understood. You're not audible.
You didn't put that bracket.
Bracket, one more
You did.
bracket. This bracket,
Yeah. Right there.
but this one is for this one is for this, and this seal bracket was for this. So did you mean this? No, I don't think, and the brackets are okay in my opinion. What just happened? We are getting something wrong. Okay, just unnecessary bracket after last two maybe. No, this bracket is because of the seal. Okay, no. Yeah, we have actually closed the bracket here. That was the problem. Okay, now we must be getting the wrong answer. Oh, it is right. I don't know. It's right. Okay, let's just submit it first, then we'll move to the. Okay, so we are getting some of the test cases wrong. Right. So this is what I was wanted. Okay, let's just unlock this. This is 134 and 4. Okay, so what we observe from here is that, yeah, anyone is saying something? Come on. Okay, so let's decode this question. I don't. This question has taken too much of time, and I don't know. I also got confused in between. Okay, so what we can see or maybe infer from here is, let's just move on to our formula. The formula says what? This formula was returning a right answer, right? So instead of, oh yeah, one more thing, the answers we are getting this as false is because the seal in each case it expects that you provide a floating point number, right? In many of the cases, or in this case also, let's say when n is maybe even, so what we'll be getting is, uh, let's just suppose m is 3 here. You added plus 1 divided by 2. The answer is 2. The answer is integer. But the seal expects you a floating point number. Okay, the decimal. So to make this number as decimal, what we can do is we can multiply either with uh, 0 0.1, no, but we cannot multiply with 0.1. But what we can do is rather we can divide it by 2.0. Maybe this should work. Let's see. Okay, चलो वर्क तो नहीं किया बट और सारे रॉन्ग हो गए. So let's just keep it like this. No, then do. Okay. Okay. So we are doing something wrong. Okay. We'll come to our next approach. That next approach says what? कि int a is equals to, let's say it is 0. Int b is equals to, let's say it is 0. Okay. And what I have to do is कि I have to check if n modulus 2. If n equals to 0, if n is uh, even, in that case the value of a will be what? N by 2. Okay, else else what it can be, else the value of a is equals to n plus 1 by 2. So we are just making it even, right? I again need to copy this for the m part, right? And I'll be checking for m, and this m is basically the value of b. Okay, m here, if it is already even, then no need to make a change, and if it is odd, then we have to make a change. Then all I can do is just return a into b. If I can do this, the answer should be working, because what we have discussed here till now is I have written that only. Okay, अभी तक हमने जो भी discuss किया. Okay, the sample was right. No, come on. Yes. Okay, so we got the answer as right. Okay, so I hope everyone understood. This took a long, but okay, finally we did it. Okay, so I hope everyone got their answer. Okay, did you? Like, how many of you understood actually? First of all, let me know how many of you understood. एक्चुअली ये क्वेश्चन भी मैं खुद 3 से 3.5 महीने के बाद कर रहा था, एंड इट डजेंट नेसेसरली मीन, बिकॉज आप जब ऊपर से नीचे वाले लेवल पे आते हो देन यू यूज योर एक्स्ट्रा ब्रेन, राइट? एंड मुझे लगता है कि शायद अपना एक्स्ट्रा ब्रेन यूज करने के चक्कर में आई गॉट कंफ्यूज इन बिटवीन. ओके, सो नो इश्यूज बिना. This was not like, kind of, if you have like studied the mathematics of like 11th or 12th, it works. and if not, then just start like understanding mathematics. So that was it, guys. From I hope everyone understood what we have discussed today, and I think this is one of the biggest class that we have taken. Okay, so let me know if you guys are having any kind of doubt. Else, you guys are good to go. Go have a dinner and enjoy. Okay. One more thing, if you guys are having any kind of feedback,